very well.
Can I just sort of start off with, before we talk about the game, just in terms of, we're now sort of 11 days into January, and the transfer, there's no sort of major sign. Can you just ask me first of all, or where you are still looking to strengthen, and the areas of concern that you have now with week left of the window? I know you've spoken about it before, but it's a fluid, flexible situation.
Yeah, it is, and we adapt daily to the situation, but the situation has not changed for us, so no news, no updates. The areas are clear, we're looking into the market and we're having our ideas, but listen, there's no need to put any pressure, and for sure no need to put pressure out in public. We are relaxed, I'm happy with the players. We wish to have all the players here, so we take care about them very well. The guys who are injured hopefully come back as soon as possible, and hopefully no new positive testings. So when we have our squad, I'm a happy coach. We have some long-term injuries that we are concerned about, but to play for Chelsea and to find these players in January is not so easy.
Just on the, I suppose, an area of concern where you've made a loan recall, but it's all about the left back area. You've got Ben Chilwell, obviously, is a long-term area. Are there any more updates you may be able to get, maybe sort of on the potential of a loan recall and that particular area? I know you're smiling, Thomas.
Yeah, I know, because it's the same question, and will be the same answer. There are no news. Once we have news, we will update you.
Just on the COVID, which you mentioned there, I think it's probably every press conference question one of us is going to ask you. Just can you give us an update of where you are with that in terms of the impact on your ability to select a squad? We hope the players and.
Well, it has obviously a huge impact, because we never.
I'm not suffering, but it's me as well. Gives some mate.
Yeah, it has huge impact, of course, every single day, and of course before match days, especially before match days. We have training today at 4 o'clock, so you hope that everybody makes it into the building with a negative test. That is never 100% sure. For example, now if you want to release players after being positive with N'Golo and Thiago Silva, you have to follow some official protocol, which we do, and then you have to be very flexible, because it can be that both of them arrive in the afternoon later in training, and hopefully it's like this, but really sure you can only be really sure 1 hour before training, 2 hours before training. And from there you go, and then it's more or less a daily routine, and it's a daily repetition of the same scenario. We are getting used to it. We don't want to get used to it, but we are getting used to it, because this is what we do: adapt to the situations, finding solutions, and yeah, it's demanding, but it's not impossible, and nothing has changed.
Thomas, who is available for you tomorrow? Have you got any players who have been ruled out, injury-wise, COVID-wise? Who is and who isn't available for you for tomorrow?
Right now, I would say we have the same guys than we had in the cup game. No new news and no new injuries, which is good news for us. And we have to wait for last-minute decisions on Thiago and N'Golo.
Last one, Brian?
Yes, certainly. Just one on the game itself, Thomas. What are you expecting? Because 2-0 is one of those difficult results. You've kind of got 1 foot in the final, but there's that but. What are you expecting from Spurs? What are you expecting from Kante?
I would actually say we have no foot in the final. None of the teams. Because why to think about if we have half a foot or 1 foot, or why to lose energy in thinking about this? We play another tough match in a tough stadium against a very good team and a top coach. So we need to be prepared, and it's maybe better not to expect too much, because nobody knows what's going to happen. We need to be fully aware of everything, and we need to adapt to the situations that happen to us on the pitch. And of course we wanna be in control, and of course we wanna control the match and try to attack as much as possible. We had a very good match in the first leg, but it's over. It's the past, and we expect the best possible Tottenham side. We prepared in the best manner in the first match. We will do this again, and then we have to be spot on tomorrow. Forget the first game, forget the first result, and do it again.
Moose, talk sport.
Thanks, Adrian. Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I know you say you haven't got one foot in the final, but you have got a good lead. You've got a good record against Spurs. Chelsea got a good record against Spurs. So how do you guard against complacency in the game tomorrow?
What is complacency like?
Complacency is not preparing properly, not being ready for it.
Trusting ourselves. This is what we do. We trust ourselves, and we always prepare properly, and we always are on the front foot, and we have huge respect for the competition. We have big respect for all our opponents. We have respect for the game. And if you respect the game and we respect the talent and the opportunities that we have, it's our obligation to be prepared. And I have trust in me, my staff, and also in my team, my players. This is what we do. This is what we are used to arrive well prepared. Otherwise, you have no chance to win consistently and to win on that level. And we proved it. That's why I think we can allow ourselves to trust on this one, that we have the right attitude, that we have the attitude right, and then we will have the game right. I mean, we have a good result because we had a good game and we had a win, and now it starts from scratch. Anything can happen in football. We want to make it happen onto our side. If problems, obstacles occur, it's our duty to respond, to show reactions, and this is what we do. I guess that everybody, and I'm very sure that everybody knows that we play a very important match in a derby against Tottenham, big stadium, big club, and very, very competitive coach on the other side. So we need our best level.
I know that obviously you were never a goalkeeper, but in terms of Kepa, this is a big period for him. It's a big game for him. What have you said to him to maybe make him less nervous? Because Edouard Mendy's been brilliant since coming in at Chelsea, and this is a time when you're going to be relying. I presume we're going to be relying on Kepa.
Maybe you don't believe me, but I never experienced Kepa nervous. Never, not one single day. I never experienced him jealous. I never experienced him that he's not happy for his colleague and his big concurrent in the competition for goal. But I never experienced him jealous and nervous. And so the good thing, it was a very genuine trust that everybody had in Kepa once he needed to play for us. And once we let him play, and I felt the same from him. He was very calm, very focused, because this is what he does every single day. And I had the feeling he felt that he does not need to show now in these 90 minutes when he first came on, and that he is capable. We trust him, and he is capable, and it's not easy his position, because it's not a lot of changes on the goalkeeping position. It's like this. And we have him and are so happy to have him, and that's maybe the difference. So there was no extra sentence from me. There was no extra speech. There was no special stuff. It was genuine trust, and I'm just happy for him that he can show it, because he is absolutely ready to show it.
Last one, Moose.
Thank you. One last one is, it's on the transfer market, but not on who you're going to buy or who you're going to sell. Clubs have now got fans coming through the gates again, which they didn't have this time last year, and then, with the effect of COVID. How do you think the rest of this transfer market is going to pan out? Do you think clubs are going to spend a lot of money, or do you think they're going to wait till the summer? Do you think it'll look good if clubs spend money? I mean, overall, how do you think the transfer market is going to pan out in the next 2 weeks?
Wow, I don't know if I have a good answer to this one. I don't know, actually. I have the feeling that Aston Villa, for example, is very, very busy and finding good opportunities to strengthen their squad. Other teams are maybe pretty happy with what they have. we are actually in general very happy. I am very happy with what we have. We struggle a bit with long-term injuries, so we're looking into the market. You know, the January is always a bit particular, and let's see. It's not a lot going on at the moment, so I think in the end there will be more how do you say, more transfers done. But actually, I don't know how big it will be. I don't know.
Alison McGowan, BBC.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
I just wondered if you could give us an update on Billy Gilmour. I think he's returned to the club after an injury with Norwich. Is there any assessment of his injury and whether he'll stay at the club at all?
First of all, we check his injury, of course, and he is our player, and he is here to have the best examination that we know about the situation, and we can decide with him together, and of course Norwich about the treatment and what's going on, and then we will take the decision. But we had no talks so far about if he stays or not.
And just, I don't know whether you saw this, but you'll know that the other EFL Cup semi-final was postponed because of COVID cases at Liverpool. Don't know if you saw, but Jurgen Klopp said the other day after the FA Cup match that there were quite a lot of false positives in their squad. I just wondered what your interpretation was of that.
No interpretation. I believe him, and people will look into it. It can happen. We had one false test in Wolverhampton, one false result of a test sent Jorginho straight home. I know what you mean. At some point, yeah. I mean, it's like games were postponed. When we arrived in Wolverhampton, we thought that we have a big case, and we had actually seven positive that were positive. So we thought like we could also have like the possibility to maybe postpone one match. But decisions were taken. You know my opinion about it, but I will not comment on other clubs situations. We struggled, and we still can struggle anytime, like everybody can, and I don't know enough about the situation to comment on it.
Last one, Alison.
Just first of all, do you think, I think a lot of fans have become quite frustrated because games are being called off for a combination of injuries and COVID, and I think there was one example this week where a game got called off because of injuries, COVID, and players at the African Cup of Nations. I just wondered whether you thought that maybe game postponements could be improved upon from a transparency point of view, just so that fans better understand what goes into a postponement.
Yeah, would be nice for everybody, actually, because you say it, but I would doubt that you can postpone a match because of African Cup of Nations, because I mean that would be a big surprise, actually, and all the details in the regulations, I have to admit I'm not aware of it, but transparency most of the time helps, and in these decisions it would help to make people understand why. In general, we can still be happy that we have fans, and fans are still allowed in the stadium, and everybody's trying hard. I guess everybody's trying hard to have a squad ready and competitive for every match.
Okay, last two, Nick Puel and Nizar to finish.
Hi Thomas, can I just ask a bit more about Thiago and N'Golo? What's the process of them? You said obviously they've got to, but are they sort of released from isolation?
Yeah.
And do they have, so they're released now, but do they have to, they've got to just test negative later today to be...
Yeah, and to do some cardiac tests, negative, or like, of course, COVID tests. You have to follow some protocol to bring them back to training.
And what would they be ready to play in terms of their fitness? So obviously they haven't been isolating for long, have they? But would they be ready to go?
I don't know, actually. I don't know. I have to wait if they are in training, and then let's see how they respond to the training. It's a gamble. If we do it, it's a gamble, and I'm not sure if we do it and how how much of responsibility we can take there, but we have to do it step by step. I'm not in the moment not even sure if they come to training. If they come to training, we have to see the reaction and decide then.
Last question is up.
Hi Thomas, I wanted to ask you about Christian Pulisic. He's obviously a massive player from the US, so there's a lot of attention from him there. You've kind of had to move him around in lots of different positions, and maybe he's not had the consistency of a specific role. Can you explain how you're using him and what you're getting back from him and how he's developing as well?
Yeah, it's true. We moved him around a little bit, but in the end, they want to play, and it's a good thing if they can play more positions. You can always argue, yeah, I would have been more consistent or better if I have one clear position, but maybe then you have less minutes or you face even more concurrence, because up front we have like 2-3 players on every position. So first of all, it's a good thing. It was also a bad sign because it means that we had trouble on the left and right wing back with injuries, and he helped us out there. We are happy with the impact that he has. He can play a lot of minutes. He needs to play a lot of minutes. He has a physical ability that can help us. Of course, we are like, everybody wants him to have numbers. Everybody wants him to be effective. And we can improve, we can improve on that. And from there we go, just the situation.